lie there in that old curiosity shop.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Scott from the Old Curiosity Shop, and what have we got going on up in here? Well, I'm about to make some toast. Really, the reason for that is because I've got some appliances here that are going to be for sale. Actually, they are for sale right now in the Old Curiosity Shop. Now, not everything. I'm going to tell you about that in a minute. But some of the things that you see here are for sale, and some will be for sale shortly once I get some of the restoration and cleaning finished. So basically today I'm going to be offering in the Old Curiosity Shop two toasters, two very different toasters. We're going to talk about these, the inventor of the toaster, how industrial designers revolutionized them and really streamlined the kitchen and made these necessities much more functional and safer to use. We're going to actually make some toast, and then we'll talk about some of the other things that are on the counter. But we have to go back and say hello to Charles Strite, S-T-R-I-T-E. Here's a picture of him. I think he was born in Iowa, and he is the inventor of the Popup Toaster. As the story goes, he was very unhappy about the burnt toast that was constantly being offered to him in his factory cafeteria. Now, he didn't own a factory, he was a factory worker, and he said, there's got to be a better way, right? And so what does he do? He goes out and he invents the Popup Toaster, which shuts itself off when the toast becomes brown. Now, he filed the patent in 1919, and it was granted in 1921, and then off he goes. So we have pop-up toasters from the early 20s, but remember, he and various companies owned the patent rights. And that's the reason why we still had non-pop-up toasters such as this Torrid toaster from 1927, which is very old-fashioned looking, dangerous to use, difficult to clean, but we were still using these toasters in the late 20s. If you didn't have the patent rights from Charles Strite or the Toastmaster, he named his toasters Toastmaster, and they were the original pop-ups. But I have shown you this one before, and I think we made toast with it. We're going to make toast with it again today because this one is up for sale in the Old Curiosity Shop, and it has green highlights here on it. As you can see, this is an original old cord which is working, but do not plug this in and then go Christmas caroling for 2 hours. You will burn the house down. You want to stay right with these things. Actually, this type of old-fashioned toaster here has no on-off. So we plug it in and it fires up. And of course, we can toast 2 pieces of bread at one time. And his innovation is we can flip the bread without reaching in and touching it. But look at how exposed the element is. Very unsafe. But that's how it was done in those days. So we're going to go ahead and let's load this guy. So I've got some delicious raisin toast over here on a depression glass plate. I'm going to put 1 slice in and get in there. Okay, and then we'll just close it up in there in its little cage. Haven't plugged it in yet. I'm going to get to that. Okay, so I know I'm confusing you. I said Charles Strite invented the pop-up toaster. Let's go to a Charles Strite product, which is right here. He named his toasters Toast Master, and this is a Toast Master, as we can see right here in the Bakelite handle. Toast Master. See that? Okay, and then also we have the option for lighter and darker toast, which not all toasters give you that function. This is a toaster, excuse me, this is a toaster that probably came out in the late 30s into the early 1940s. I don't know if Charles Straight was the designer or not. I would be apt to say no, that it was probably some other industrial designer, but I do not know that. It features these wonderful sort of what's called speed whiskers, which is machined into the chrome case here with the Bakelite bottom. This is very easy to clean and very functional. It has the ticking timer on the inside, which we'll listen to, and we can do 2 slices of bread. This will shut itself off. Alright, that's the Toast Master. The one that I'm not selling is the one over here, the 1939 World's Fair, made by Sunbeam, and George Scharfenberg gets, well, there was a team of men, there might have been some women on that team as well, working on this product line for, it came out in 1939, so it's sometimes called the 1939 World's Fair, and I don't know, sort of mimicked here is the Trilon and Perisphere, which is kind of difficult to see because you're getting all these reflections, but modern, streamlined, functional, easy to clean. 1939, this is also right around in that era as well. What a difference from this primitive looking thing. And then of course back here is the wonderful Raymond Patten, P-A-T-T-E-N, Gazelle toaster, which this is the one that I'm keeping, and I've got it all cleaned up, and this one's in excellent working condition. We've already gone through this before. I just kind of put it out here. The only thing I don't like is if you come downstairs and you're not really thinking, you will jump because the cord looks like a snake. So some of these cords I don't like because they're very you know, snake-like. All right. Talk about the mixer in a minute. Let's get some toast going, but I've got some hot coffee, it's cooling off now, and some cranberry juice, and a little Hazel Atlas tumbler. Not Anchor Hocking, but one made by Hazel Atlas. Alright, let's load the Toast Master toaster. And which one is plugged in? I've got the Toast Master plugged in, so let's do that first. We have it on the lighter side, so we're just going to push down on the correct side. Okay, push down. All right, it's down in there, and we're gonna hear the tick tick tick, and you're going to be able to see the element is going to start to glow down in there, which you may or may not be able to see, but it is. Okay, so that's going to pop up when that is ready to go. So we'll wait a second for that one. Okay, a lot of the industrial designers of the 30s, they had their hands all over toasters. So Henry Dreyfuss was involved in toaster design, and so was Raymond Loewy. We've already mentioned some others. Laurel Guild, I think, did a toaster, but I just don't know who the designer was of this. As I said, I don't think it was Charles Straight. Okay, so that's ticking away. Now we have to move some things out of the way because the Torrid toaster over here has to stand all by itself. And let's get which cord we're talking about. We're talking about this cord right here. When you plug this one in, it takes off. Gets very hot, and you want to keep your hands away from it. You know what, let's wait so we don't blow, I'm sure I won't blow a fuse, that hasn't happened in years, but while I'm waiting for our toast to come up over here there it is, right there, the Toast Master toast is ready. Okay, how about that? That was on the light side, and pretty brown, very nicely toasted, and this machine does, as you know, shut itself off when the piece of toast is ready. This is the model, I believe it's the model 1B as in boy, and then the number 8. I think that's right, but you can find it on the auction site. Okay, it does really well. 1939 into the early 40s. Now let's go back to 1927 and plug this one in. Where should I, let's plug this one in right here. Okay, and then this bad boy is going to begin to heat up very quickly. In fact, there it goes. There's that familiar old glow. Woo, these things are unsafe, but fun to have, and you can still use these. Just don't let the kids around it. And we're going to be very, I know it's not time to turn it yet, but you get the idea of just how dangerous these old things were. And this thing stays hot for at least an hour. You could heat a bathroom with this thing. Just don't get it near the tub. I know you want me to sell this, and I can't. That's my everyday toaster. Let's see what we've got. I think once you start to see a little bit of, yeah, it takes a little bit longer. It might toast faster with another piece of bread. Now, again, we can toast 2 pieces on this. I love the cord. And yes, this is currently for sale in the Old Curiosity Shop. Just these 2 toasters. So we won't go through the whole thing here, but you can see this is working very nicely, and it will not turn itself off until we unplug it, which I have just done. All right, we're unplugged, and we just won't go through the whole experiment here with this one. But it will be beautifully toasted. You just have to have a little more patience with it, and probably not flip it so quickly. Now, I'm not ready to put the Hamilton Beach mixer up for sale yet. I've got to do a little bit of work on it. It's super clean. I mean, this thing had very little use in its lifetime. This is the original custard bowl that was issued with it. It's in a cream, not really a white paint, although it may look white in the lights. But this is the cream colored metal mixer and the custard bowls. I have the large custard bowl. I don't have the smaller one, but you can certainly find them. They're not that difficult to come by. This thing, very streamlined, very pod shaped, horizontal, clean. It looks like it's, you know, if this had been shot out of a German submarine, it could have sunk the Lusitania. It's very, I don't know, is it aerodynamic? Is that what I'm looking for? But really very easy to clean. And one of the things I like is it comes off of its stand very easily. It just slides right off. The Mixmaster, maybe the, is it Dormeyer? Some of them have, they're a little more difficult to get the mixer off of the stand. And ladies and gentlemen can skip the gym. You'll have wonderful biceps by using these, because it must weigh at least 10 pounds just on its own right there. Now, if you don't like the cream bowl and you want the cream and green look, this is either a Mixmade or a Sunbeam, but they will fit. And so sometimes you can find the Jadeite bowls to go with the Hamilton Beach, even though this particular model did originally come with these custard bowls. It is working. It is working. There's just a few little things I want to do to it before it's up and ready. So I will say this about these antique appliances. Would I use them every day? No. Would I use them every so often? Sure. Now, you know, this I would use every day, and this I would use every day. Things like mixers here, where we have capacitors inside, believe it or not, just like the old radios, and you've got the brushes here. So I just wouldn't necessarily use this for heavy baking. I'd use it occasionally, but you're pretty okay with the toasters. It's not a whole lot can go wrong if you don't bang it around. But I would be careful with these appliances and also say they're probably better made than most of the things you buy today. Look how long they've lasted, so maybe I should just tell you to go ahead and use it every day. I guess the point is, be careful with them. You can use them, or they just make wonderful decorations in your vintage kitchen. Well, everyone, that's it, but let me recap. These two toasters are for sale right now in the Old Curiosity Shop. The mixer will be coming soon. Keep in my 1939 World's Fair toaster, and I'm also going to be keeping the Leaping Gazelle toaster as well. And I am working on some other coffee pots for you. Okay, well, I guess that's it for now. I want to say thanks for watching. It's time for Toast and Coffee. Can't wait. I'm Scott from the Old Curiosity Shop. Wait for the cat. So long for now.